Method. Here we are with Ezequiel and Lucas, and I'm Karen. Hey guys, thank you for being here with us.
It's awesome. We're excited to show you a little bit of what we do here.
Yeah, we're very excited to know about everything you've been doing here in China. So tell us a little bit about yourselves.
My name is Ezequiel Denise. I was born in Mexico, and then when I was very little, went to the US with my family. I've been in China for 6 years. I'm teaching English, and it's been quite an adventure, to live here.
Okay, and may I ask before we get to you, Lucas, what made you come to China in the first place?
This is gonna sound a little strong, but China was one of the countries that I never wanted to go to, and I felt bad about it. Like, why am I being kind of close-minded? So I said, I'm just gonna do it and go to like the farthest land or farthest culture that I know.
Yeah.
And that's why it came about. Yeah.
That's cool. All right, Lucas, and tell us about you.
Okay, I'm Lucasz. I'm from Poland. So I've been living in China for 6 years now, and I have to say, coming to China was quite a coincidence in a way. Just because I was living in Canada and my visa didn't get extended. So, so I was looking for something new to do.
Yeah.
And China came up as an idea. And at first, me and my wife, we said, okay, it's going to be a year. And now there I am, 6th year now here.
Yeah.
And what made you guys make the decision to stay longer?
For me, it was the fact that China was totally different than what I expected.
Mm-hmm.
I was a lot more relaxed here. The people seemed to be more friendly than what I thought. I mean, I had this closed-minded idea about China, just like many people have, I think, unfortunately. So when I got here, it was very welcoming. It was very interesting. The city was amazing. Many foreigners around, a mix of foreigners, Chinese together. It was beautiful.
Yeah. And how was your experience with this?
I would say it was pretty wild from the very beginning. I think many of us go through this period of like at least 2 weeks that everything is just like, what the hell is happening?
Mm-hmm.
And so, but after that, I think part of my personality is to really adopt to the place where I live.
Yeah.
So very early on, I started learning Chinese, and first from a computer program, and then I just started talking to Chinese people and really started understanding more how it works here, and how is their way of living. And that kind of pushed me to start exploring outside of the cities, because many people know China just for the city, Shanghai, Beijing, but in fact there's so many natural and beautiful places all around China that have history and just incredible views. So I figured, okay, let's just try to explore that part of China.
Yeah, that's great. And now tell us about, I think everybody's very excited to hear about Pachamama. Tell us about that. How did it came to be? Yeah.
So the name came originally from the Quechua language, which is in the Andes region. So many indigenous people still speak Quechua, and Pachamama literally means Mother Earth. Okay, and the connection that these people have with nature is so incredible and so powerful that they depend so much on it. So they respect it, and most importantly, they protect it.
Okay.
So we live in cities. Many people live in cities now. We want to have people reconnect with nature again and be in touch with nature, so we are able to protect it more.
And did you guys have this idea together, or how did it come to be? How did you guys become partners?
It started with him.
Okay. What was that moment where it clicked, that light bulb, that spark?
Well, it started with a trip to India last year that we actually ended up meeting in Mumbai. And we had an offer to either visit Mumbai city or to go outside of Mumbai. And of course we chose to go outside of Mumbai. And there was this guy who started his own company in Mumbai. It's an outdoors company. And he basically told us that, I was working in a corporation and I wanted to change my life. I wanted to do something that I love. So look at this. This is my job, right? There's a million stars above you, bonfire, and I get to tell you or share this experience with you guys. And I remember sitting there by that bonfire and thinking, we know so many cool places. How come we cannot make this happen?
Yeah, that's
and
true.
So not until maybe 2 months later, I kind of went hiking alone, and I had a lot of time to think about everything. And I'm like, let's just do it. There is just really one chance in life to try to do something, and you should go for it, not be afraid.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how, now through your process of Pachamama, how long has it been since Pachamama came to be?
Okay, so actually a year ago, more or less, we met for a coffee, and that's when he told me about this project.
Mm-hmm.
And right away I was like, I'm in, it sounds amazing. And I kept thinking of this guy that we met that was so inspiring, and the way he was able to lead the people and like be involved in the community as well, because we stayed with the villagers at the top. So it was really nice. Yeah. So then the official first trip was to the rice terraces, which are beautiful, and that was June 10th of last year, 2017.
Time flies. Okay guys, so in creating Pachamama, what do you think has been the
let's see. I think one of the biggest that I think is natural to understand is just that we're living in China,
Yes.
and neither of us is Chinese. And as far as we speak Chinese, it's still very hard to kind of overcome these difficulties of bureaucracy, of sometimes mentality kind
Yeah.
of differences. So that has been definitely something up there. But most of all, I guess we're still trying to figure out how can we expand at this point. How can we let more people to know about us?
Any nice experience with
Oh,
Pachamama?
yeah.
Oh,
that you've been out? So
Yeah.
many, right?
In
Which
every
one?
trip, every group has been so unique and cool, and it's, I don't know, it's just amazing the way that people come from different backgrounds and join us in these hikes, and they help each other. They are, they're working together to get to the top of that peak or that mountain, and they sleep in the middle of the mountain with locals, and just these amazing experiences. But I remember clearly the first hike we had, the rice terraces. I was hiking and I was at the front at that time, and I was thinking like, could this be my job one day? Like that made me super happy. I remember because, I mean, at the time we didn't know if it's gonna work or not. We just know that we love the mountains, the outdoors, and we love to share it with people. But at that time, it felt like, man, if this was my job, it would be like the happiest person in the world, you know?
And for me, I would say something that I noticed that happens after the trips is the bonding between the people who join the trip. Even on a 2-day trip, people have made friendships that are still lasting until now.
Wow,
After that
nice.
first trip and after the trips after. And then people, because everybody's from different countries, then invite each other to come and visit. We had one of our friends from one of the first trips to go to Ethiopia with her
With
friend. Yeah, from
Wow! Oh, that's really nice experience.
So she's Chinese. She went to Ethiopia with Muna. So that was amazing.
Oh, nice.
And people actually stay friends. So sometimes even after the trips, we have reunions, we meet up again.
Right.
So I think it fulfills my other kind of aspect of it that I love so much. I love meeting people. So if I can, not only show people a beautiful place, but be able to meet some people from all over the place, it's like my dream come true. Yeah.
Now that you mentioned that she was a Chinese girl, who are the people that are participating more in Pachamama?
Right.
Are foreigners, Chinese? How do you go about it? How do you encourage Chinese people to join you guys versus, the foreigners? How do you go about it?
For the most part, it has been about 50-50. So 50% usually are Chinese, and then the other 50 from around the world. And at first, we started advertising some of the posters and itineraries in Chinese as well. So maybe that's why they felt like, they can speak Chinese, or at least somebody is writing it. I don't know. But I guess little by little, the first group started telling their friends, started telling their colleagues, and like, they're friendly, and you can get a chance to meet other people from all over the world. And I guess that is the biggest encouragement, that for the first time, Chinese are going into these trips where it's not just following a flag and going just for the photo and going back home. That
It's
it's
really
more
having the
a
experience.
community, right? Community with other people, with the locals and everything, more authentic.
Wow.
And also, I would say it's kind of an encouragement to sometimes for Chinese people to bring their kids on, just because they're giving them a very good example. Instead of like spending a weekend where they have to, or they play computer games or just do homework, they get a chance to go and be with foreigners, meet some people, and do some sports. Actually, have some movement.
Well, tell me, what about your family? What does your family think about everything that you're doing, your life in China? What do they think about it?
So when I first told my family I'm going to China, they were just like, "Oh my God, another of his crazy ideas."
Yeah, I think we've all been through that, right?
But then when finally we started establishing ourselves here, and they ended up coming, and I took them on a trip like to Beijing and other places, they actually liked it so much that they even came back again. We did a trip through China for 3 weeks. So at this point they kind of, I guess, accepted, although they would love to have me back in Poland, to have me closer.
For my mom, it's a bit hard just because she's kind of like the glue to everybody in the family. So why do you want to be alone so much in a place that nobody knows you, you don't know anybody? Doesn't that scare you? And for me, she doesn't really understand that for me that is meaningful, to create this kind of like relationships outside of my comfort zone. So, and for my father, I think it's more the fact that they struggled so much to bring me to the US. So then, like, I mean, we did everything for you to be here in this country. Why do you want to leave and struggle somewhere else?
What would you say is your XYZ method?
All right, my XYZ method is definitely a thirst for adventure. I think having that thirst to wanting to see more, wanting to explore more, wanting to meet more people, a life which is healthy here and here.
Yeah, definitely agree. Lucas?
My XYZ method would be to give people experiences that are authentic and that makes you feel really alive, that makes your heart beat and makes you feel like you've done something amazing that you're never going to forget.
And thank you guys for being with us in XYZ Method. This episode follows us on the next episode, and you can follow Lucas and Ezequiel and Pachamama in the links below. Thank you guys once again. All right,
Thanks so much.
bye.
Thank you.